How's it going, everybody? Button here. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the Murat some more. This is part 2 of my Murat guide. Part 1 covers some other situations that you won't see in part 2 and vice versa. But nonetheless, it's not that necessary to watch part 1. You can just watch part 2 on its own. I'm just going to show you the setup really quickly. I won't go over the stats. That's something I covered in part 1, a bit detailed. But the short answer is that this thing's not that fast, but it's okay fast. This thing's got the worst DPM amongst tier 10 mediums, but the pen's pretty good, but it's really not that different than another 105 with AP and heat. Like I think of the E15, yeah, this is basically about the same in terms of pen. This Mira just has slightly more. And yeah, you can just quickly take a look at the setup and screenshot it. This is double repair speed boost. This is double food and red fuel 30, 20, 10 on the ammo, and then you can just screenshot this. But yeah, let's get quickly right into the games. So this one's gonna be on Yamato Harbor, and when I look at like this type of game on Yamato Harbor, I see that they have a T100 LT, which is honestly not that scary. And then I noticed that they have a concept that could play into the field. Their 5120 could play into the field. Their 752 could play into the field. But really, you want to keep like an open mind on these med side engagements. Generally speaking, their TDs are probably gonna camp. I like to use this spot as my initial because I can go hold down here using my gun depression, and it's just a good place to be. It's a good setup. You won't get shot a lot here, and you're fine. I see that this 215B is shooting things. It's probably blind, but like you never know. This concept 1B is coming into the field. We're just gonna put a quick shell in. It's hard for him to shoot, especially when I'm not spotted. You often just outspot them first, and I have this chieftain. I feel like he's gonna do fine here. I'm like thinking if I want to start rotating by now. I'm just gonna set up a rotation. I want to make sure that I'm not gonna get spotted. I want to make sure that they didn't have any surprises left for me. Our 84 is doing a good job spotting the middle. So it's kind of unfortunate where I started to leave and then this 5120 shows up. Like he's actually probably the easiest tank for me to shoot at, just in general. I thought he was gonna climb over. This LT is just not in a good position when he spotted. Omelet. So I'm just buying this Minotauro, so I'm in like cover 2. So I can just kind of rotate. I know that there's 4 in the field right now. Their tank destroyers aren't spotted. So I can either play the ship or I can play like towards the middle. But really I just need to do like some kind of rotation. I need to do it quickly. I am just really gonna just look for whatever I can shoot that's spotted, and if anything shoots me from like an angle that I can't expect, it's pretty easy to tell because all the tank destroyers have different alpha damages from each other. Like here's this Minotauro, he's out of position. I'm gonna pull back from this angle because this is actually one of a very common tank destroyer angle that a lot of people use in pubs, but really there's almost no reason to why we cannot win this by this point. This battle is actually over just because they're out of position. And what's one cool thing about the Murat is that you have 2 shells, so I might miss the first shell. I can still use the second one to get a kill. Cross map, that's the LT. They're played a good spot, but when you're on low hit points, you just have to be careful about playing like the pocket. That's what I like to call it. And I I appreciate the new master calling me out from my gameplay from a previous game. I'm not sure which one that was, but I appreciate the feedback. They're pushing into C, their team. So they're basically just out of position by this point. I'm just gonna go look to farm the Yag. I actually should get the spotting damage. And so I'm expecting him to get farmed by our Minotauro. Potentially some of the tanks on C. But before I do that, I notice I have an HE farm potential here, so I'm just gonna load that up. Always go for HE whenever you can, because he's turning away. I'm gonna use AP to clear it. I want to say I get the spotting on the Yag, but I'm honestly not too sure. I don't, which is fine. And I'm not really expecting to get this kill, but as he's driving to my shot, I'm just hoping he does. So I'm just gonna sit here, be patient. I see his gun pointing out, and yeah, I get the kill. Overall, it was a pretty good first game. I just use like my knowledge of the game to see what shots I have on the med side, and then when I don't have shots on the med side, I just move over to the heavy side. That's like the cool thing like about this tank is that it's fast enough and the gun's pretty punchy to do those kind of rotations. This game is a little cursed for me. Like this is a I don't know how to describe it. This is like a like I don't want to say high level rating this game because like I don't believe that there's a high level to ratings, but I mean, this is as difficult as it's going to get in a Blitz game. I see that this Leopard 1's going for the peak. This is a spot that I used in ratings. I don't recommend you use it in pubs, but a lot of people like to play peak windows in ratings. So if you play here, you'll just get like an easy shot. I call this spot elbow, by the way, because that's what Tommy from Tommy Tactics uses it. Go check his channel out. He's a cool person. But yeah. When you're here, you can get shots into like a lot of random stuff, including this Foch. So this is a good position to make a decision. You can either go to the med side or you can go play Windows. You can either play C. I decided to go play Windows because I see this grill that's out in the open, and the VZ55 is also out in the open. I want to get a tracking shot into him. I just don't. So I'm gonna put one into the lower, play the VZ. That one misses. Oh, it's fine. It's fine if that one misses. That was kind of a tricky shot, so I'm not really expecting to hit it. And once I'm done getting shots at middle, I'm gonna start moving to my right because I noticed that the Sturvis is not in a good spot. But I also might get shot by the VZ, so I'm very careful about playing this angle. I see that this grill is there instead. I missed a shot, and then the VZ drives into the grill. That's pretty unlucky for him. But hey, you always gotta maintain your awareness doing stuff like that. We kill this Sturv here, and I don't really want to push forward. But I'm just gonna feel it out. I see that this grill is kind of driving out in the open, but I don't really react to it. So I decided to play Windows instead. I see that this Foch 155 is here, and he's definitely angled. I only get the track in. It's just pretty unlucky. I'm just gonna see what else I have shots on. This Kron, like I want to help him, but I don't know if I can. I put in a rear shot into the Foch. That's good. But this is pretty bad because we're gonna lose our E6. We're gonna lose the Kron, and they have a lot of HP on their team. Like, they have a lot of healthy tanks. I'm gonna put one into the E50M. That was a good tracking shot. Always go for those. And now it's a 3v6, and I have a half HP M4 and like a one-shot E4 on my team. Oh, it's not looking so good. So I'm gonna try to go for an info play. I'm not really looking to get spots, but once I see there's just one-shot E50 there, I'm just gonna peek it. I decided to loot a heat because I can't pen standard on that. I'm just gonna go for a quick reload. Now I know it's my job on this team to basically do everything because I'm gonna be honest. It's always my job to do things. I know it's my M4. He's playing like the elbow spot. I mean, I guess it's fine. He's on like 1k HP. I think he's basically given up. Like, I'm the only person on the... Oh, never mind. My M4's also blood too. Like, what do you expect? I see that this VZ is there. And then the Foch is also there. I'm going to gloat heat and just pick up 2 kills there. That's pretty chill. I want to spot the STB1 still. He leaves the gap, which is actually so huge for me. Because he's going to be stuck there. This grill is also using rep cal. I'm trying to like avoid that. But I'm also thinking to myself, like, I have to pick up this grill. Eventually. I just do. But anyways, I didn't realize that the Gret still had rep cal up. It actually reacts and puts a shot into me with heat. And now it's a 2v2 with this STB1. And I'm just looking for my gamma to reset. So I'm just gonna quickly slip away. And I'm gonna see if I can help out my my STB1 with my Amex M4 with it. And he pulls a shot out. So I tried loading HE. I switched to the AP round. I'm gonna put 2 into his rear. And then my teammate kind of dies. I'm kind of like wondering what I should do. So I decide to like stay here. And this STB1 is like full committing. I honestly didn't expect this. So I'm just dead, which is pretty unfortunate. I was pretty upset. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I know my M4 totally threw it. Like he didn't like I don't know how you don't kill the STB1 in that situation, but like yeah, like I don't know what to say. Like but anyways, on to the next game. This is on Mayan Ruins, and I I'm just gonna go play the middle of the map. I love using this spot for like pubs farming. I'm just gonna trade one with this KPZ here. I like getting to this spot because this spot actually you could just like peek out, put to it, and just hide back in the cover. Or you could just like peek once and just get back in the cover. But I have not so good of a team. Like my STV1, like he's bled because a TVP is peeking him. I see this heavy thing that's going on, and I just know I have to like leave. The STB1 is totally dead for this, but I mean it is what it is. Like they're committed, their heavies are committed, and my heavies are committed to exploring the world. I have a VZ55 in town all by himself. I mean, yeah, I mean this is a good spot though if you're like looking to just like way out and need to push. You also have shots on middle by doing this, so like if you're giving up on your team, it's a pretty decent play to make. I was hoping that their sea tanks would just push on my TD on the left, the box, but I have shots through bridges, and that's really what I'm hoping for. I was hoping that the WZ would also like buy me a lot of time, you know, just not get shot, just not get farmed. There's a one-shot KPZ, and I see that E3 is pushing up. He loads gold into me, and he actually massively low rolls there. So that's pretty good. Like that's pretty good. I was kind of like sad that like his snapshot, it actually like went through. Like you could tell, like I could tell he barely aimed it, but you know I was, you know, it's just what happens. It's par for the course. Two into the TVP as he's farming my WZ out. At least the WZ picks up the E3, which is really good here. But I also know that the KPZ stuck there. I out reload him for sure. Like he's got like a 20-second reload. Mine's like 12. So I can just leave. And I'm gonna try and catch him out. And the way I'm gonna catch him out is just by going to the other side through our spawn. I'm expecting him to not rotate. So I'm just gonna sit here. And I see him looking at our wanna say it's the 183 or maybe the 60 TP. I'm not too sure. But he's definitely looking at something. And now it's a 2v5. And no, it's a 2v4 now. At this point, I don't really know what to do. Because it's a 1v4 now. And I either place for C. But I see that this IS4 is middle. Try to bleed him out. Put 2 into him. And I kinda didn't want to get shot by the IS4. But then this VZ shows up. And I mean, I try getting a bounce in. But really, there's not much I can do here. I kind of threw another clutch again. That was kind of on me. I was kind of like hesitant to like make the play to push under the I-4, which is probably what I should have done, but it's pretty hard to say. Like, I just don't have the DPM for a lot of these engagements, which is pretty annoying, I have to say. I don't really like it. This Ghost Factory game, I'm honestly not a fan of Ghost Factory because this is honestly the worst spawn for Ghost Factory. And I mean, I'm like thinking about how I want to play this because like I see this E50M and whatever this E50M does, I kind of want to copy it because I don't want to push up past him, but I noticed that their E50M is playing really passive, so I'm just gonna push into this corner. I just want map control, really. Like, if their meds aren't aggressive, I can be aggressive, and it's a little risky. I was trying to track the chieftain here, and unfortunately the second one bounces, which is really tragic. And I noticed it pushing up. I don't think you should have done that. Generally speaking, if your meds are pushing past a ghost factory, you as a heavy definitely shouldn't be. So anyways, this chieftain's totally out of position. He pulls back, he gets farmed, he pushes up, I farm him. 2 into the tracks. I was hoping that my team could kill him quickly, and it's looking okay, right? Like, we don't have a cap, but we just basically got this chieftain free. So all we have to do is just shoot the rest of them. Only problem is that I'm really worried about my team's positioning. Like, they're gonna get bled out the longer they keep doing this. I tried going for a blind shot on the 215B. He's mostly fine. My 50B in town's getting farmed, so we're gonna trade tier 10 heavy tanks here. But the only problem is that they have 2 caps and my team doesn't have any caps. I see that this E50M is making a mistake. I go for another tracking shot. That misses. I think that's kind of my fault, to be honest. I didn't really aim it in. I go for a Capola shot on this STB one. That kind of misses. I'm not really trying to commit here. But it looks like our heavies are pushing under through A cap, which is good. At least we have something going on. Only problem is, though, is that they have triple caps now, and I don't really know I can commit into this. So I decide to go help out my team here. And I'm trying to commit onto whatever I can really get access to. Like, whether it's a bad shot, whether it's the 215B. I noticed that the 250B is the easy one. I go for a tracking shot here. I really, really just wanted my team to farm something. But I don't know if they're going to do that. Our E50M's going to eat a push. And their bad shot is currently clipping something out. And they're currently farming by heavy tanks. I definitely needed to be committed onto something much sooner. Or I needed to go get a cap. Really, what I'm going to try to do is hopefully put 2 more shots into the 250B or shoot the bat shot, really. I didn't want to peek over for the bat. And thankfully, my E50M picks up the kill. I go get the tracking shot on the 215B again. Really, he needs to go. And as much as I want to preserve my hit points, I probably needed to get a cap for my team. I don't know what I was thinking. Because, like, why am I expecting any of my teammates to get a cap? Like, the E50M is literally to my left. And then I ate a VC shot. I ate the E50M shot. And even though we are up on kills right now, it's just not looking good. And yeah, we're gonna lose on capsule this game. I do like 3,300, I want to say. I get the points though, which is pretty alright. And yeah, on to the next game. So as you can tell, these have been some pretty difficult games I've been having. I just don't have the DPM for a lot of these engagements. That's where really the limitations of the Murat comes in. It doesn't have that much armor. Like, as you've been noticing, I haven't been really penning. I've been really bouncing shots. I also haven't been like able to sustain damage. Like, all my damages come from pretty like creative plays. This Batchat here, like, and another problem is the interclip. Like, I don't have the ability to put in a second shot into this Batchat here. I feel like he should have died. I'm not that he should have died. I feel like he should have just gotten punished for what he did. But I can't really do that. Anyways, I'm trying to like sneak in a shot through the Sheridan here. This is kind of a PC shot for sure, going through like a little crack or something. It's definitely hard to do that on mobile. So, yeah, be careful for that. Also don't want to commit it too far where the type is, because otherwise you're going to get farmed by the Sheridan, you're going to get farmed by whatever you can see. This BK-72 is pushing over, so I'm going to quickly try my best, get a tracking shot in. I get it. I'm hoping that the assistance damage comes in. I also spot him too, most likely. That was a big round of assistance damage. Very good, very good. But yeah, having to wait for this reload for this, for whatever it might be, the VK, the E50M. I was hoping that the E50M wouldn't push up so much. And I see him using speed boost and adrenaline. I see his IS4 is behind. So I have so much farm available to me this game. I want to really make use of it. So I'm looking to the IS-4. This grill is kind of blocking me, so I'm kind of like pushing him. I'm just like hoping he kind of moves over. He's. I'm just kind of hoping this IS-4 peaks. I get a tracking shot in. And now it gets to be a lower plate, so I'm able to pen that, which is really good. I'm at 2k damage this game. It's like, I finally get a game where I can farm middle. I haven't had one of these in like so long. And I'm just like really hoping for it. I don't know why this girl is playing middle. It's kind of making this a lot harder for me. So, and he's moving his gun around. Um, I'm kind of hoping that like he kind of moves out of the way. Like I'm trying to farm here. Like I'm trying to farm. So I put one out of my two shots in this E50M. It's looking good so far. I mean, we're kill up. They're slowly bleeding. And finally this grill is moved over. They put one into the E50M. Always pick up your kill shots. I feel like in the last replay too, I kill an E50M who was side on. Oh, this game's definitely like looking a little lost now on their team. Like there's Sheridan, V4, and IS4. They've all bled. This V4 here, like I feel bad for him. He's got no chance. Like the Heat looking down, like that's easy gonna go through him. I got chopped by their IS4 there. I don't really care. At this game, at this point, it's all over. I get the farm in, and hopefully I can pick up the Sheridan here. Like, I line this up, and it misses. And then the interclip stop luck. H-in, and then I'm just gonna pick up the E6 here. I 5 pens it. Oh, the type pens it? That's actually crazy. That's gonna be like about what? 4.2 on the board. Nice little mid game. Do some safe spotting, and I got some good assistance in. That's pretty nice. Another class 1 in too. I was very happy with that. This game on Rockfield. I do things a little differently on Rockfield, especially in ratings. I I really hate playing C. I actually don't like it. I don't like hold down. I don't like trying to complicate myself. I also don't want to be in front of my teammates. I like being behind them. I feel like I'm better off being behind my teammates. So I'm just going to play like a TD spot. And I get 2 shots in pretty early. So me just existing has given my team a 1-shot hit point lead. Because my WZ bled 1. And you know what? He's got assistance damage. I got damage. Like, we're all happy. And on our team, they're going to take a fight in the C side. So I need to push over and make something happen on the A flank. I see that my WZ is probably going to spot for me too, so that's actually pretty nice. I get info, and I just get to shoot them. Thing I did notice is that my Amex M4, he's pushed up pretty far into the corner, which means I actually have potential for shots here. This Progetto, I feel so bad for him. These shots don't look that easy looking back on them. And he's dead. Like, he's dead from across the map from like what he thinks is a safe angle. In reality, it's actually not. Like, the 183 just dabs him, and I just clean him off. I see that this T100, he's gonna try to go around. He's gonna try and put shots in. I'm gonna try and scare him off with my big 700 alpha clip. And I did notice that the BZ there, he was definitely a kill shot. Thankfully, my AMX M4 this time around gets the kill. He was the same one from the Fort Despair game, from this replay, from this session. This E50M's coming in. I get another tracking shot in. That's something I always try to do. I always go for tracking shots to protect myself. He had to use a repair kit, and I'm gonna pull back. Thankfully, the T100 on... Oh, that's a 5A. The 5A on their team misses. And now I have an opportunity to pick up 2 1-shots. One into the 5A here. And my M4 is going to bounce the E50. I don't really want to peek out too much. I7's there. I'm going to put in a tracking shot. And thankfully, the M4 is using reactive. So he's going to live. Our team can come in. And basically, this game is over at this point. This IS-7 is going to use tungsten. I know it's safe, so I'm just going to peek out. Hopefully get the second one in. He's dead, and that's going to be for 3,900. And that VZ is going to be long dead before I could kill him. So yeah, that was a very chill game. I honestly think that on Rockfield, just try to like just hope that your team can handle C while you go do cool things at A. And if you see a bunch of things at A, just run if you can. Like don't commit so hard at A when you don't know where they are. That's just gonna get you killed. And finally, this game on mine. This game on mine, I'm just gonna take an alternative route to the bridge where I see it as E50M. I don't really recommend you use this route to the bridge in this thing. Take the one through C. But I wanted to experiment, which is why I took this pathing. This pathing's okay if you're in like a faster tank, like an LT for example. I would take this. I would take this pathing for the LT. But I'm in a Murat, which is a lot slower. I see this E50M, he's giving me a side shot, one directly into his Amarek. That's where the E50M Amarek is. It's close to its front drive wheel on the middle part of his hull. And once I'm on the bridges, I see that all their C tanks, they're not playing towards C anymore. They're playing towards the middle of the map. So I'm just going to quickly shift over. 60 TP's pushing up, so that's a tracking shot into him. Every time when someone's like going to push up into me, it's always one of the easiest tracking shots to hit. So I just quickly do that. And now I'm on this long reload. And whatever I see is whatever I'm going to shoot. So I see this WZ here. He stopped moving. That's an easy clip. And I can just pull back. This is like one of the most ideal... This is probably the most ideal situation I've had in the Murat for like my career. I just sit here and I just shoot them. And then they forget that I exist and they just shoot them again. It's so nice. And like the inner clip is like it's short enough for this engagement. Usually I'm complaining how long the inner clip feels. This time it feels super short. This WZ doesn't really have shots into me. I'm also pretty hold down too. I see this chieftain's rotating over. I feel bad. That's why like one of the things that the inner clip isn't long. It's too long for was that chieftain rotation. And I'm just eyeing things right now. Really, like I just want to know who my next target is. And I see the 60 TPs coming in. I'm just going to shoot him too. 183 gets in a shot in. So I'm going to quickly sneak in under, get the kill. I see that there's a one-shot chieftain there. In hindsight, I should have just taken this middle pathing over. That would have been better. And I noticed that this 114 SB2 has literally no awareness to my existence. I hate the chieftain shot. So at this point, I could just take my time in, quickly put in the shell. And now I just farm the 114. And then after I farm the 114, it's the T22. Very thankful that the T22 is playing the B set window because that just gives me more time. I noticed that the 114 SB2, he is, well, he's backed up into me. I rolled 284 there. That's probably like one of the really low rolls. I haven't really seen it get that low in this thing. Anyways, I'm going to play here so that no one else can shoot the 114 SB2. Like, I don't want my teammates to be touching him. And I was wondering if I needed to reload for the T22. I had a feeling he was playing here. And once I noticed that he pulls back really far, I'm going to push up now. And I just want to clean him up, get my last two shells in, get the 5k in. So I'm going to quickly look to getting in these shells. I'm going to wait to see if anyone's got a kill for him. And yeah, that's going to be for 5k. And that was my mastery in this. It actually took a really long time. Like, I was playing the Murat for like 180, 190 battles. So to finally get one is pretty nice. Because everyone's been playing it. Not everyone, that's a lie. A lot of people have been playing it in ratings and in pubs. And I can't really compete with the pub players because they can like easily pull this damage out. And ratings my games are so fast and the DPMs is so slow that it honestly this thing feels like a pain. If I were you, my conclusion for this tank is just don't play it if you're trying for stats. Like just don't. The terrain resistances, they're horrible. Like it makes it feel slow. The only thing that the thing says going for it is emergency track and a clip. And the clip's honestly not even that good. like I would play a TPP instead. And honestly, if I was gonna farm in meds for stats, I'd play T22 or my favorite E50M. None of the autoloaders feel really strong right now, so I would wait for an autoloader meta. But anyways, thank you for watching the part two. Really appreciate it. Thank you for like supporting the channel. I've been noticing that there's been some growth recently, so I really appreciate that. I hope you have a good day, have a good night, and see ya.